Hey everybody, it's the interview queen Alicia Atut here, and I am so excited to have Mayra Diaz Gomez on the show. I'm very excited to be catching up with you. How are you
I'm
doing?
so excited that you asked me to do this. It's great to meet you.
It's lovely to meet you too. I find that's one of the coolest things about this is our paths have actually never crossed in person, but thanks to good old technology, look at us now.
That's true. Yeah, and I feel like we have a little bit in common. So that's
There's
pretty
a
cool.
lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into it, but from whether it's having a passion for wrestling, a huge passion for music and concerts,
Yeah.
interviewing people, I feel
Yeah.
like we definitely share a lot. So before
Yeah,
we
I feel
dive into
like we
that,
would be good friends.
so too, I feel like this little chat is going to be able to tell our future as far as friendship goes. So fingers crossed. I'm feeling
Nice.
far. What have you been up to these last few days?
These last few days have been crazy for
Yeah.
everyone. I don't think I can say much, rather than we're all just waiting to see what's going to happen. It's been a couple of stressful days, as far as bookings being canceled. I saw you saying the same thing on your page, and that's an issue for everyone. But just hoping we'll all get through this pretty much.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot for people to kind of take in. It's been email after email, almost disappointment after disappointment when it comes
Yeah,
to the bookings. But I mean, it could be a lot worse as
of
of right now.
course.
So I guess we just have to kind of take it as it comes, right?
Yeah, of course. Just hoping for the best for everyone.
Well, one part about everything going on right now is you mentioned how you've been doing some apocalypse outfit shopping. So how has that been going for you? What kind of outfits classify as an apocalypse outfit?
I guess it's anything that you want to panic buy. Like when I realized that retail shops were closing, something hit me, and I was like, I should just start shopping like a maniac instead of buying toilet paper. I'm just gonna buy new outfits, but I didn't really do that. It was just an emotion that crossed.
I felt that. I was almost feeling so bummed out about everything. I'm like, you know what? I think spending some money and having some stuff at least delivered to my door while I'm
I
kind
know.
of, I don't have anything, but like everyone's been told to take that precautious, like quarantine yourself, la la la. So,
Yeah,
I'm thinking
I
of
feel like ordering things online will be will be our next few months.
totally.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to yourself in the entertainment world, you are all over it, and it's really amazing and inspiring to see that not only is it the modeling, acting, and being in the wrestling world, you also are a best-selling author when you were a teenager. Like you've really been able to accomplish a lot. So, have you always had that mind for entertainment and just being a creative mind?
I think so. I grew up in a very artistic and creative environment because my father was a writer, my mom was an actress, and all my siblings were musicians. So pretty much I grew into that world, um, and I grew up like writing. I would write my own plays and perform them for my parents' friends. I'd make my own choreography and do music videos. So like that was always my passion since I was a kid. That was my idea of a good time. That was my idea of vacation or weekends, was writing and producing and performing. So I feel like, yeah, that was always a thing for me. And I pretty much had no other choice but to follow that passion.
I mean, when you're surrounded by so much creativity, I mean, it's bound that you're gonna kind of catch that bug as well. So.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And my parents, they were always very supportive. Like you said, I wrote my first book really young. I was 16 years old. But I would have published my first book if I was 11, if I had had that opportunity, because I was already trying to write a book when I was 11 years old.
That's absolutely amazing. I couldn't imagine having that to like almost brag about for the rest of your life. Like, no biggie. Like, that's a really big accomplishment.
It is. I'm very proud of it. Yeah, for sure.
You must be. Now, one of the really
Yeah.
cool things going on is we've been able to see you on NWA Power. So,
Yes.
how did you originally get involved with being a part of that company and kind of being like, okay, this is going to be the one promotion that I really am going to put a lot of time and effort into?
Right. Well, like the wrestling really came into my life very unexpectedly. I didn't grow up being a wrestling fan because wrestling was not very big in Brazil. And it was not until I lived in the US and I was older that I really got into wrestling and started watching it and falling in love with it. But I never thought that it would be something that I would be involved in. Um, and it really came to my mind in a moment where I was feeling very depressed. I was very sad and I needed a change in my life. I needed a transformation. And I needed to find an outlet to feel strong, to feel powerful. And I was watching female matches on TV. And I thought, if I could do this, if I could wrestle, I think that I would be the happiest person in the world. And that was like a really genuine feeling, like that I'd never felt before. It seemed like a calling or something, because I'd never thought about that. It was the first time in my life. And like 2 days later, I found a wrestling school that I wanted to go to in Vegas. I live in Los Angeles. And I moved to Vegas 2 days later, started living in different hotels so I could go to wrestling school. And I mean, everything just happened very quickly. Within 6 months, I started talking to Billy Corgan about wrestling. I met him previously working as a reporter and in the music industry. I'd been a fan of his for many years. I love the Smashing Pumpkins. And he at some point came to my page and realized that I was in wrestling school. And we started talking about the possibility of me working with the NWA. So it was really, everything was really unexpected and suddenly and fast.
That's so amazing. All the stars kind of aligned, whether quickly or, I mean, people dream of that kind of stuff happening. And the fact that you were like, oh, this is a new passion of mine, let's go after it, and literally like drop everything and move. It shows your commitment as well. Like, why wouldn't you want to invest in someone like that?
Yeah, I really gave all my energy to it, and I wasn't very supported by people around me. They thought I gone crazy. What do you mean you moved to Vegas and you're living in the casinos and you're trying to wrestle? Like, what's wrong with you? But to me, it was really like the outlet that I found to heal what I was going through in my personal life. And it really made me what I wanted to be, like stronger and powerful and confident. And, it led me into working with the NWA, which has like been a really amazing experience for me.
And now to all those people who kind of called you crazy, you'd be like, well, look at me now, huh?
Yeah, they're not saying anything now.
I bet.
They're pretty quiet right now.
Well, I was really happy to learn that something that makes you happy is going to concerts. So what was the first concert you ever went to?
Oh, God. It was probably like a local Brazilian rock band. I think actually, well, my father passed away when I was 11 years old. And music was what I found at that time to heal myself. So me and my mom actually started going to concerts shortly after. I would go with my mom to concerts. One of the first concerts that we went to was Offspring, actually. It was Offspring and Bad Religion. And at the time, my mom knew the promoters of the venue that we used to watch shows at, and she was able to take me backstage. And I met the Offspring when I was 11 years old. And I think that was my first backstage experience. And I was like, this is what I want to do. It doesn't matter. This is what I'm doing. I want to be in music, and I want to, meet artists, and I want to get to talk to them, not just as a fan, but you really get to know their minds. And I think since I was 11 years old, I knew I wanted to do that.
I love hearing that's how you got into it, because I used to be that kid where after concerts, and I'd go with my mom and dad and my sister.
Really?
Yeah, all the time. We still go to concerts once in a while together.
Yeah.
I'd wait by the band's bandwagon or their bus, just to meet them. And then it got to the point where I started my site and started asking them random questions before it got, kind of big. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a free way to get into shows and to meet my idols.
Exactly. What is exactly. This is the job. What else can you want?
Yeah, it was the absolute best. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Is there any artist out there you would love to, whether it's interview, sit down with, have a dinner with, just really pick their mind? Who would you love to chill with?
I have never met any of the Rolling Stones, and that bothers me. I'm like, when is it going to happen? I've
Right.
waited all these years and I haven't met one single Rolling Stone yet. I
Oh,
think I would be really happy to talk to any of them. They're one of my favorite bands. Yeah.
it would be a dream. Like I can't even imagine where you'd start. That would be incredible.
I know, I know. Like how do you start your research? Where do you go with your questions?
I know.
Yeah.
I've found when it comes to research, sometimes it can take like 20 minutes because people are so open online and you kind of get a vibe. And then sometimes I've literally taken a day to nail down research for
Yeah.
someone. If they're more famous or because maybe there's nothing about them online. So did you find that was kind of the same thing, whether it was interviewing
Oh yeah,
celebrities?
of course.
Yep.
Of course. Yeah, I think we go through the same thing.
That's so
How
funny.
about you? What is the person that you would like to interview the most?
For me, I really want to interview Kiss. I
Oh
have,
yes.
but they're like one of my all-time favorite bands. And just to have like a face-to-face with Paul Stanley or Gene, like
Yeah.
I would just, oh, I'd lose my
I've
mind.
I've met Gene before. Yeah. But I've never interviewed them.
Well, hopefully one day these dreams will come true. We can catch
Yeah.
up, do like a proper geek
Yeah.
out
In a
moment.
few years.
Hopefully in a few months. You never know.
Yeah. Maybe this is our life now. We're just gonna keep interviewing people through our phones, and everyone's bored at home. So Paul Stanley might as well say, "All right, let's do a podcast."
Absolutely. I like how you think.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's one of those days where I'm sure you have a lot going on. So I really do just want to say thank you so, so much for hopping on here, for joining me for this chat. I knew
Of
we had stuff
course.
in common, but I did not know it was that much. So I'm pretty sure we're going to keep in touch
I'm
now. And
pretty
I'm really
sure
glad.
it can go a lot deeper.
Yeah, I bet. Camera will
Yeah.
come off and we'll just like won't stop talking. I love when
Yeah.
that happens though, when you don't expect
Yeah.
it. You're like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
So thank you so, so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure.
Of course.